So we've all been there at that point where we're trying to lose a couple of pounds or maybe a lot of pounds, and we're having a struggle. We're having a struggle with the diet, and then we're having the struggle once we end the diet to keep that weight off. There is a reason that has been very recently discovered by science, and it is called the set point of your body, which is different for each person. This set point is a weight with between 8 and 15 pounds, depending on how tall you are, that your body likes to stay at and will stay at without any effort or struggle. This set point is determined by a lot of different factors. One of those factors, yes, is genetics, but that plays a small part. The other factor is your environment and, of course, your preferences. So, people go on diets. 90% of people that go on diets, once the diet ends, gain the weight back and then some. And this is because the body has now been annoyed. The body has been poked, and your set point of where your weight was has now gone higher. So now your body is no longer happy with that set point that you had. It's going to throw on more weight. So your set point is determined. What happens when your set point is modified is metabolic and mental. So people don't understand that as you start to cut calories, your body does and will slow down the metabolic rate. So when you were younger, you would run around, you would eat whatever you wanted, you didn't have the food phobias and the bad voices in your head, and so you were able to eat more and it didn't show. Then you started to become calorie aware, and you started to restrict foods, and your body's metabolic rate started to slow down from this calorie restriction, because your body goes, oh, what? We're not getting 2,000 calories, we're only getting 1,500. So it slows the metabolic rate. Then you tighten the screw again and you start to restrict the calories, and the body goes, oh, okay, you're on 1,200 calories, perfect. Stay on 1,200 calories, you're gonna lose a little bit of weight. And then when you try to get off of that diet, you're going to start to gain weight again. So it is extremely tied to your amount of calorie restriction for prolonged periods of time and the sharpness in which you do that. We're going to talk more about that. The second effect that really has an impact on your set point for your body weight is mental, because your brain gets pleasure from certain foods. When you eliminate or reduce these certain foods in a jolt and abruptly, your body sends craving signals. Your brain sends craving signals from the body to the brain, back to the body, because that's how it works. Your body says, oh, we're not getting that. And so the brain says, no, you're not getting that. And then the body says, take this. So you've cut out the thing that gives you pleasure. Your body will send cravings for other things. So let's say you cut down your potato chips. Your body's going to start craving something sugary. Let's say you start to cut down on your ice cream. Your body's going to push you to have an extra little glass of wine. And that's how that works. So you need to, and especially at night, you're going to notice that you may be able to behave during the day, but at night as everything quiets down, the cravings scream. And that's when you start to binge and come off your diet, and we start this yo-yo. So we're going to talk about this in upcoming days on how to get this set point stable and how to trick your body to lower your set point. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Diets are failures. I'll see you real soon. Stay tuned for more tips and tricks. Today on Real Pilates, we're going to continue to talk about the set point, which is a point that your body is happy at staying within a certain range of weight. So fad diets, right? The grapefruit diet, the paleo diet, intermittent fasting, all these fad diets. They may work for some people, they may work for some amount of time, but overall, for most people, these fad diets do not work. When you start to diet, you cause, first of all, a mental stress on yourself about the amount of food, and you start to become food obsessed. and you create a physical stress on your body that you're now starting to deplete calories. And most of these diets are just way off to one end and way off to the other end. Remember that the most fattiest organ in the body is the brain, and your brain craves and needs fat, especially good fats. We know the good fats: extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed, extra virgin coconut oil, the fats from good fishes. There are good fats, avocados, right? All of those fats are important for the body. Most of these diets go on this raid and binge against fat, against carbs, when in reality, that does not work. So when you start these diets, it creates a binge, starve, binge restrict cycle, and that creates a food obsession within you. So your set point now has changed from where it was that your body, let's say that my body wants to stay between 110 and 120. I'm going to raise that set point to my body's going to be now between 115 and 125. I just push that thing up 5 pounds. So your set point changes and will drift higher according to the amount of stress, chronic stress, illness. If you have an illness, obviously, it can even reduce your set point if you have certain sicknesses, aging, lifestyle, and moods. So, chronic stress releases hormones. These hormones signal the body, some of which is cortisol, but not just cortisol. It signals the body that we are in trouble, and it signals the body to store more fat, and so it will raise that set point. The way that you change the amount of calories that your body is intaking, your body will metabolize food differently. Now listen to this. Ice cream cone, nice crunchy ice cream cone. Same ice cream cone eaten under, as you're eating it, stress, guilt, and just that feeling of anxiety of knowing I shouldn't be eating this. When you eat that ice cream cone, it will have more calories because now your body is going to absorb and retain more calories from the same ice cream cone eaten with I'm loving this ice cream cone. Oh my God, it's delicious. I'm eating it and it's delicious. That ice cream eating in joy and happiness, your body will not absorb the same amount of calories from that same ice cream cone. So when the people put in, and they put in all the little food that they're eating in these little food organizing apps that they have, it's a lie because that is not accurate. It depends on the mood that you're in when you're eating the food that you're eating. And it also depends on the amount of synthetic things that is thrown into the food that you're eating. Because an ice cream that has a lot of corn syrup and glucose and monodiglycerates and words that you don't understand is not going to be metabolized like ice cream that's cream, butter, and cane sugar. Because cane sugar is actually really good for the brain. Brown sugar, white sugar, it has the same calories. So don't start to play these mind games that, I don't eat white sugar because, all right, you may not like the white sugar, but calorically, your body doesn't give a crap. The chemicals and the mood that you're in of the same food will change the amount of calories of that food. Where the mind leads, the body will follow. Stay tuned for more tips on weight and dieting. This is Pilates Master Nikki. I'll see you in class. Today on Real Pilates, we're going to continue to talk about the set point, that happy range that your body wants to be at with body weight. How do you reset that if your set point is higher than where it was when you were younger or than where you want it to be right now? So you have to trick your body to reset your set point. Your body has over 200 hormones, and they're discovering more and more hormones every day. We know less about the body than we know about the body, right? So if you say, here are the facts that we know about the body, and here are the things that we still are not sure, it's like a little stack of what we know against the Empire State Building of what we have no idea of what is going on. When you feel hungry, that is a hormone. It's a hormone. It's called a ghrelin hormone. It is a hormone. It's a whole chemical process. I won't bore you with how it happens, but it makes you hungry. When you've eaten and you're full and satisfied, your body releases another hormone, and this hormone is called leptin. Leptin, when you're full, is a hormone that your body receives this signal slower than the hunger hormone. So you feel hungry right away. As you're eating and the leptin is released, if you've done a lot of not eating and starving yourself, your body becomes resistant to the hormone that makes you feel full. So it takes more leptin for you to feel full. So it results in you overeating, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm stuffed. So you go from I'm starving to, oh, my stomach hurts, and there's no mid-range in between. When you start to have sensitivity to the leptin, that now it's being released, but you're just not feeling it anymore. So the leptin also signals your body. If you start to have a drop in sensitivity of it, it starts to change how your thyroid reacts with the rest of your body. Yes, and you know that thyroid issues can make you gain weight. It also will signal your body to burn lean muscle and reduce the muscle content of your body before it reduces fat. All diets where you restrict food start to change your sensitivity to both of these hormones. And when you do excessive dieting, your body becomes ghrelin sensitive, that you now are hungry with the slightest amount of hormone. So you become a little bit hungry and you're like raging like a wolf. And then you're full and stuffed like a pig, but now your resistance to the leptin is high. So you have a low resistance to the one that you don't want and a high resistance to the one that you do want. You want to feel fuller and less hungry. But the dieting starts to give that seesaw. Yes. Don't worry. You can reset all of this. So the solution is a new way of eating, and it's called intuitive eating. I'm going to describe and give you all the breakdown on that. But when you do abrupt changes in your diet, you're starting to screw with these hormones, and that is going to give you a higher failure rate for your goal. Your goal is not to just lose some weight for health reasons and for fitness reasons and for self-esteem reasons. It's also to keep it off. And keeping it off is where all of these diets fail. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you tips on how to keep it off and help you reset your entire set weight. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and I'll see you in class. Today on Real Pilates, we're going to talk about eating intuitively. So while we've discovered in previous days that dieting will really throw your body out of whack, and it will put more stress on your body, and it will start that spiral of weight gain once you're off your diet. If you start to eat intuitively, you will gently reset your set point, that range of weight that your body stays at easily, and you will start to reduce your stress when it comes to food. So when you eat intuitively, it's something that will retrain your natural set point of your body. No foods need to be off limits. That's the first thing. You need to burn that whole thing of don't eat this, don't eat that, I don't eat carbs, I don't eat oil, I don't eat get rid of that. Forget that. Throw that out the window. There is no need for you to burn off the last meal you had, or you had a piece of cake, I need to go burn it off. You need, with exercise, you need to get rid of all of these ways of thinking, because these ways are undermining you. You need to stop eating before you're full. So one of the tricks is, believe it or not, just eating off of small plates and having small portions. And so here's how you do that. You say, I'm going to fill this small plate. I'm going to eat this small plate. I'm going to wait a full 10 minutes after I have finished that small plate and time it. And just say to yourself, I'm going to eat more. After 10 minutes, if I'm still hungry, I'm going to eat another small plate and wait another 10 minutes. If you drink water before your meal and during your meal, you're going to find that you're not going to be wanting that second plate. And if you have that second plate, you may not be able to finish it all. And if you do finish it all, you won't have a third plate. And so that you're going to gradually and gently, without stressing about it, bring down the volume of food that you're eating without dieting and without suffering. Okay? Diets manipulate you to think that they are sustainable. Diets are not sustainable. Nobody should live not having any oils or fats or not eating any good carbs like vegetables or whole grains and nuts. That's just crazy. That's cray-cray. You will age, you will get sick, you will be miserable, and then in the end, you will gain weight. Try to go through your closet, right? Clothes that you had like 5 years ago. I don't care how much it costs. If it's tight and you're not getting into it, get rid of it. To have these old ghosts hanging in your closet and to think that you're going to get into a pair of jeans that you got into when you were 20, when now you've had some kids or you've had some career changes and you've been working and your body has changed, is just torturing yourself. So throw them out. You're going to retrain your body by eating foods that are calorically dense first within your small plates, and then eating foods that are calorically denser last. All foods are allowed. All foods. And the only foods that I'm going to tell you that are not allowed, that you want to eat less of, are the fast foods, the foods with a lot of preservatives, the foods that are commercially made. You know what I'm talking about, right? So, Aunt Jemima's syrup, because it's the only one that comes to mind that's easy. If you read the ingredients of Aunt Jemima, it used to be when I was a kid, that Aunt Jemima was real maple syrup. I'm talking about before the internet, okay? Now, Aunt Jemima, they betrayed her, and it is high fructose corn syrup with coloring and artificial maple flavoring. That stuff there throws your body out of whack. It doesn't know what to do with it, so it throws it on your ass. So you need to eat foods that have less preservatives. I'm not talking about eating organic, although that is always preferable because your body can process it and you will gain less weight. But I know it's expensive. I know it's inconvenient. The 7-Eleven and the Walmart doesn't have that. I'm not saying everyone needs to go and buy organic, but you need to eat food that has less process to it. Velveeta is not cheese. You need to read the ingredients of everything that you put in your mouth. If it has high fructose corn syrup, that is the food that you don't want to eat. There is ketchup that doesn't have it. A lot of ketchup, start to read the ingredients, does. Mayonnaise used to be just egg whites, vinegar, and salt, right? And some other little thing that's natural. I can't remember what the other ingredient is. Now mayonnaise is like hydrogenated vegetable oil and they're all low-fat. Don't eat that. Butter needs to be cream. Salt. You want unsalted butter? Go for it. Olive oil needs to be extra virgin, cold-pressed olive oil. Throw away that light spray, that low-fat, all the things that are for diets. Flush them. Give them away. Don't even give them away. Don't even give them to the dog. Throw it out in the garbage. Bury that crap. You do not want to eat anything that is low-carb, low-salt, low-fat. That is a lie, and that will make you gain weight. This is Pilates Master Nikki. We're going to talk about caloric density coming up. I'll see you in class. Today on Real Pilates, we're going to talk about caloric density. What? Okay, so I want you to picture for a second 5 pounds of feather. Feathers are super light. 5 pounds of feathers is like a giant, huge garbage bag. It's ginormous. You can barely get your arms around it, but it's just 5 pounds. 5 pounds of lead is a little tiny thing that you could put in your hand, you could put in your pocket. They're both 5 pounds. Okay. Caloric density in food is the same relationship. So we're going to round everything off to a pound so that you can see what a pound of each thing really is. So we talked about eating more naturally, just eating more intuitively, instinctively. So that will help you with your set weight because now you're eating without any guilt. And I recommend, and it is recommended for you to eat the foods that have less caloric density first. Okay, so I order my hamburger and my French fries, okay? Comes to the table. What's the first thing we eat? Yeah, the fries. Wait, stop. You're going to eat your hamburger first. Eat it with the bun. You want to eat it with half a bun, knock yourself out. Hopefully your ketchup doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it. But if you're eating at a restaurant, it probably does. If you're making it at home, it won't. So you eat your burger first. See if you can sneak a tomato in there, a piece of lettuce, maybe an onion. Don't laugh. Try to get some other things in with your burger. You want a piece of bacon on there? Good. Put a piece of bacon on there. It's fine. Eat your burger. Drink water first. Water first, okay? Even if you're going to have a soft drink, have your water first. And then a little sip of your Coca-Cola or Pepsi, whatever the hell you're drinking. With sugar. Don't drink the diet stuff. Nothing diet. And then once you've had your burger, you can have a couple fries. Then have your fries. The food that's calorically dense, you want to have last, right? Okay. So that is how that rolls. The steak comes to the plate, to the table. Hopefully first you've eaten a green salad so that you're going to fill up on things that have less calories. And then you're going to have your steak or your little piece of fish and your steamed or fried or sauteed vegetables, right? And then the last thing you're going to have are things that are higher in caloric density. So 1 pound of vegetables, I'm just talking generic. Some vegetables have a little more, some have a little less. Let's not get wild. 1 pound of vegetables cooked, steamed, without adding oil, without frying it, is about 290 calories a pound. You couldn't eat a pound of vegetables, okay? A pound of fruit, because fruit varies. You have things that like lemon going all the way to mangoes, which, strawberries are very low, blueberries are low. Okay, just in general, fruit. Fruit is between 300 and 400 calories a pound. A pound. So don't restrict yourself and say, oh, I can't have that. You just have to have moderated amounts. Lean chicken. A pound of lean chicken. This is going to blow your mind. Lean chicken without the skin is 1,000 calories a pound. Guess how much a pound of meat is? Okay, because now there's chopped meat, there's filet mignon meat, there's ribeye, there's flank. So there's fatty and there's less fatty. Generic, just across the board, 650 calories. Yeah, meat is less calories than chicken. Okay, so you're over there not eating your meat thinking I'm doing a good thing. Wrong. Pork, just loin of pork, not the sausage. Sausage has a little bit more. Pork is 1,000 calories. So pork, chicken, your body doesn't give a damn what it is. It looks at calories and it looks at the quality of the calories. Is it clean? Is it processed? Is it a Jimmy Dean frozen, dehydrated, crappy little, pork sausage? That stuff is just poison. Don't eat that. Okay, here's the one that blows your mind, right? So now, duck. We know duck is fatty. It's 1,500 calories as opposed to chicken that's 1,000. Meat is 650. There are some lean cuts of meat that are like 400, but we won't go there. A pound. Potatoes. Potatoes get such a bad rap. What the heck? You know how many a pound steamed or boiled potatoes before you slab on the cream, the sour cream, and the butter and all that? Potatoes are 300 calories a freaking pound, less than chicken. It is not the potato in the French fry that is bad. It is the hydrogenated frickin' oil that it is frickin' fried in. If you make your own, they have the air fryers or they have extra virgin olive oil or extra virgin coconut oil. That is going to be fine. Eat that. Eat it and be happy eating it. No guilt. Eat those French fries and put salt. I hope you're using sea salt and not iodized crap salt. Now, pasta, spaghetti. You can have spaghetti, a pound of dry spaghetti. When you cook it, it expands. Okay, you're not eating no pound of spaghetti. You're going to be eating, 2 ounces of raw spaghetti, then it goes big, is 590 calories for a pound. Okay, so these people that are just restricting their diets and cutting out all carbs, they are training their body, they're reducing their set rate, that the moment they put a carb in their mouth, they're going to blow up like Godzilla. Yeah. Okay, now, rice, 590 calories. Brown rice, white rice, the same caloric density. Wild rice, are you ready? Hold your panties. Wild rice, 1,750 calories a pound. More than meat, double. Wild rice, double the calories. So you're sitting there eating your freaking wild rice. I'm such a good girl. No, eat it. It's good for you. It's got vitamins. I'm not saying don't eat it. Remember, no foods are restricted. But now you know wild rice is higher, so you're going to have less. Okay, cake. Cake, love cake. Angel cake, just the yellow cake. A pound. You couldn't eat a pound. 1,200 calories, right? It's only a little bit more with the sugar and the butter, okay? Real sugar, real butter. It's only a little bit more than chicken, a pound. Cake with frosting, 1,700 calories. Piece of cake with frosting, a pound. Pancakes, 1,000 calories. Without the syrup, just the pancake. All right, now, here's where we start to get nasty. The donuts, yeah. The donuts are just over the top. Donuts are over 4,000 calories a pound because the donut is sugar, flour, but it's got the chemicals and it's fried in that fake oil. So let's go to the oils now. Extra virgin olive oil, butter, canola oil, all have the same caloric density at 4,500 calories a pound. You ain't eating a pound of any of that. But here's what I want to tell you. Extra virgin olive oil is the first pressed. It's not heated. It's full of antioxidants and nutrients for the body. The body loves extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin coconut oil loves. Canola oil, there is no such thing as a canola plant. I tell you all the time. They are synthetically engineered oils that are crap and poison. Margarine, all those low-fat oils. If you want to eat potato chips, go buy a bag of frickin' damn potato chips that's oil, olive oil preferably, salt, and potato. Tried. Doesn't have to be the baked ones. Doesn't matter. As long as you're eating whole food sources. And you're going to see. And you're going to see that when you stop living on a diet and start eating intuitively, and you're not going to have ice cream when you're starving and then not have anything else. Because if you put a tub of ice cream in front of me, I will eat it. But I know better. Because that's not intuitively, I know that that's not going to be good for me. I'm not even going to feel good after I eat that. When I go out or I'm having my dinner, I always have red wine. Always. But I have my glass of water. Before I eat, I've already had 1 glass of good bottled mineral spring water, not reverse osmosis toilet water. I don't drink that. I have to have water that has minerals in it. Intuitive eating. Get on the good foot. This is Pilates Master Nikki, and intuitively, I love you. I'll see you in class. Today on Real Pilates, we're going to tell you the truth about dieting. Dieting, all dieting triggers the brain, and you will start to reset your natural set point where your body is happy to have a higher range. So dieting really triggers the brain. 10% weight loss of your body. So let's say that you weigh 100 pounds. I'm just using these numbers because it's the only math I can do. You shouldn't be dieting if you weigh 100 pounds. Okay, let's get that straight. But let's just say that you weigh 100 pounds and you lose 10% of your weight, which would be 10 pounds, right? That will trigger your body to slow your metabolic rate and to slow your energy expenditure, not your metabolic rate, it's your energy expenditure by 25%. What does that mean? As you start to diet, your body, without you realizing it, is going to move less, 25% less. You're going to be more adapted to sit as opposed to stand, or lay down as opposed to sit. You're going to have less hand gestures. You're going to be less motivated to get up and do something. You may go and have a session that's scheduled and you drag yourself and you do it. But your body's natural energy expenditure is going to become reduced by 25% for just 10% of weight loss. The more food you eat, the more calories you burn per kilowatt. So obviously we're not talking about obesity, but I'm just saying if you starve yourself, your body is going to slow down your metabolic rate. Oh, yes, it will. So if you used to be able to eat 2,500 calories a day and maintain your set weight, and then you start with the food guilt and the dieting, then now you've reduced your consumption to 2,000. So now with 2,000 calories, your body is set. But now if you start to diet again, because now you're getting food phobic again, your body will go down to 1,500 calories. And so what happens is you are going to start to reduce the amount of calories that your body needs for homeostasis or for that set body rate. So starving your body, although yes, intermittent fasting does work. But here's the thing. Can you live like that permanently? How does it age you? How does it affect your skin? How does it affect your hair? How does it affect your mood? How does it affect your libido? How does it affect your bones? So these are things that we are yet to see, that we will see down in the future. Oh, yeah, the paleo diet. Early men, they only ate, raw, lean, this and that, and fats and proteins. They didn't have any carbs. Yeah, but they also died at 19 and 22, right? Okay, so that's my point. So dieting triggers your body to slow down the metabolic rate, the hunger spans, because the hormone is released in the body from the brain to survival. So you start to increase that hunger hormone, and it's going to wreak havoc in your body. Diets don't work. It's called eating intuitively. This is Pilates Master Nikki. We're going to talk more about this. I'll see you in class. Today on Real Pilates, we're going to talk about beauty, but beauty at what price? The craze that's out and about, the Ozempic craze. Ozempic is a pharmaceutical injectable that has been naturally studied and discovered for people, not naturally, but it was something that was discovered for people that have type 2 diabetes, that they have to inject themselves, and it's for control of their insulin so that their sugar doesn't spike, and it is a medicine that is valid for people that already have type 2 diabetes. I'm not questioning that. Here's what I'm questioning, is that doctors are writing and people are using Ozempic for rapid weight loss. And so here's the kicker. Oh, the weight will come off. There are people that are losing 10, 15 pounds, even more in a month. Oh, yeah, no problem. Here's the real problem. The problem is that the way that the Ozempic works, so it affects kidney, pancreas, liver. It works on slowing the digestion. It reduces the glucose produced in the liver. So what does that mean? That means that you eat and the food sits and sits and sits, sits. So there is a ton of side effects, a ton. The first, the biggest that everyone has nausea. Why are you getting the nausea? You're getting the nausea because the food is rotting inside of you. Oh, yeah, rotting inside of you, okay? There is a genre, there is a theme that is happening, and doctors are recognizing it, and the dermatologists are all freaked out about it, and it is called Ozempic face. So the people with doctors, the doctors are giving them the prescription. Don't worry, we'll monitor your this and that, and make sure you... Okay. So the doctors are giving these prescriptions, and if you have to buy it without your HMO or your insurance covering it, it's like $1,000 a month. Oh, yeah. So we're not talking nickel and dime here. So, and you have to inject it. They've come out with the pill, but it has more side effects. Let's not go there. So the phenomena that's happening is called Ozempic face. Your face sags, especially the jawline and the neck. You're going to have sunken eyes. Your lips start to get smaller because your body eats all the fat in the extremities first, which is the face. And you start to have premature wrinkles. So when you get off the Ozempic and you gain the weight, you have now detached the skin, because the dermis, the epidermis, we've talked about all of this. You've now weakened the matrix under the skin, and your face stays, even after you've gone off the Ozempic and you've reached your ideal weight. Wait, it gets better. When you're on Ozempic, you cannot eat things that have sugar, because when you eat things that have sugar, it creates a reaction in the stomach where everything is rotting, and you start to have spikes in sugar that can give you diabetes. Oh, yeah. So there is a whole list of things that you cannot eat when you're on Ozempic. So basically you're living on a diet, right? If you just did the diet without the Ozempic, but the Ozempic, you get violently ill. Everyone has nausea. Most people have the vomiting. But the other things that come with the Ozempic are horrible breath, and they can't figure out why. Maybe it's from the rotting stuff in your stomach. Diarrhea. The Ozempic makes you anxious, nervous, irritable, and it gives you brain fog and confusion. Wait. New warnings have come out from Ozempic in the late summer of 2024. I don't know when you're seeing this, right? That people that are on Ozempic for the diet, for the weight loss, are having intestinal blockages and needing emergency service for twisted intestines and so on and so forth. So, as I always love to tell you, you know what the shortcut for weight loss is? There is no shortcut. If you look for these fad diets, for these fad pills and injectables, you're going to end up down the road hurting yourself, making yourself sick, and then when you're off it, you will gain that weight back with a vengeance. Like I said, even the people on the Ozempics, when they get off of it, their body rages back and they gain all the weight back and more. This is Pilates Master Nikki. Let me not see you on that shit or I will smack you into 2050. I'll see you in class. Love you. Today on Real Pilates, we're going to continue to talk about weight loss. So now here at the end, the last Mohican, all of these things I've told you about weight loss. I haven't talked about cardio yet, have I? No, I've talked about food because food has such a huge impact on your hormones and on your metabolic rate and on your mental state and on your joy of living. There are different ways that you can lose weight. Obviously, the intuitive eating is going to wake, it's a home run. But you can raise your caloric set weight, your amount of calories that you need a day so that you don't gain weight, so that you stay in homeostasis or your point set, right, of weight. So if you build lean muscle, that lean muscle, as I sit here, is burning calories. So I can eat more calories per day because now I have more lean muscle and it just burns the calories. So now my set point, my weight set point of calories has been raised. Strength training, which is real Pilates, will build lean muscle. Cardio, aerobic and anaerobic, will also raise the amount of calories that you can consume weekly when you start to incorporate some easy, light cardio. So let's look at the different cardio. Walking for an hour will burn about 150 calories. Jogging, which is a little faster than walking, about 280 calories. And again, in all of these that I'm giving you, the heavier you are, the more you burn. The lighter you are, the less you burn because you have less weight that you're carrying, and that's just how that is, okay? So when you run and you're just running, which is not jogging, which is running, you can burn up to 500 calories an hour. So let's say if I weigh 155 pounds, which I don't think, but I don't weigh myself, so I don't really know. If you weigh 155 pounds and your neighbor weighs 130 pounds and you both go run for an hour, me, that I weigh 155 pounds, will burn 20% more calories than my lighter friend when we do the same cardiovascular activity, 20% more just from having that 15-pound weight difference, right? 30 to 55 is 50, it's about 20 pounds. Okay. So why does cardiovascular activity work? Because I'm moving. Nope, it's not the muscle moving. It is the muscle moving that requires more oxygen. Oh, breathing is what burns more calories, which is easy to do with cardiovascular, aerobic, and anaerobic activity. Because even though you're aerobic and you're walking, or anaerobic without air, with your walking or running, you're still using oxygen. So every liter of breath, not gallon, liter, burns 4 calories. So if you just do what's the Japanese called long breathing, that you breathe in through the nose, 3 seconds, and breathe out 7 seconds. That will speed up and you will burn more calories because you are taking more oxygen in. Nasal breathing burns more calories per hour than mouth breathing. We've talked about this in other tips and tricks, is because when you breathe through the nose, your nose makes nitrous oxide. That nitrous oxide, yes, the stuff in where we make it hot, funny. The nitrous oxide that your nose makes helps your body, and it just absorbs oxygen differently, and it binds and burns faster, more calories. So if you have more rib space, and I talk about this in class, stick your finger in between any ribs. You have ribs here. Can you feel it? Push. You have ribs here. If you have barely one finger in any rib space, you have a rib that is contracted, and so your lungs will expand only to the size of your rib cage, right? If you take a breath in through the nose and expand the ribs, how many fingers can you get in between each rib? I can get 3 in between my ribs, but I've been doing Pilates for 50 years. You will increase the rib space with more Pilates that you do. With increased rib space, there's more energy flowing, yes, but each breath you take when you're seated on your couch, eating your potato chips, yes, watching a movie, you will be burning more calories because every little bit of air that you gain burns calories. More breath, more calorie consumption. This is why cardiovascular works, because you're getting more air. And I love you dearly. This is Pilates Master Nikki. No dieting for you. Breathing, strength training, live long and prosper. I can't do that. See you next time in